What's up, guys? Derek here with the Scrub Effect, and we're on episode 5 of Everlasting Summer. Let's go. We were passing along the lines of the pioneers' cabins while I was tucking into the ham sandwiches, and Olga kept on talking and talking. She was buzzing like a game of operation with Parkinson's, but I cared about nothing but the food. Understood? Huh? Food is number one priority. You weren't listening. Sorry. Today is the first day of your new life as a pioneer, and you should do your best so that it becomes a happy life. Ah, yeah, definitely. I'm serious. A pioneer has many duties. Great responsibility is conferred upon him to participate in social work, to help his juniors, to study and study and study again. We here are all like one big family, and you'll become a part of it. Yeah, a part. I'd even sign a party membership card if it could save me from listening to this nonsense. I hope that after your term here is over, you'll keep the most pleasant memories about our camp. Memories that will last your whole life. And when will this term end? Why do you keep asking silly things? Seems like I won't get any information from her. A shame, really. This world appears to be so friendly, but it never bothered to introduce itself to me. Perhaps now I can take things somewhat easier than yesterday? Seemed like I had some unspoken ceasefire with it. It isn't trying to hurt me, but I'm forbidden from asking questions. Of course, this situation isn't a pleasant one, but what can I do about it? A bad peace is better than a good dispute. The most important thing for you now is make the best of the time you'll spend here. I'll do my best. Honestly, I was very tired of this conversation. It'd be good to know where that here is, but we came to the square. The pioneers were already lined up. But is somebody not here yet? Nope, all here. She looked around at her brave pioneer troops. Alright, go stand somewhere. Weird. Why did she tell me there are no more sleeping places? While the chief was running her mouth about our plans for the week, I stared at the people. A few heads away from me stood Electronic. A little further, Lena and Slavia, and at the end of the line, Ulyana and Alyssa. Everyone I met was here. Olga spoke about some competitions, and I turned my attention to the monument. Wait, who's that? Okay, I guess I'll answer later. Agenda. I could not remember any revolutionary with a similar name. We had a weird posture too. He had a weird posture too, as if he was looking around with distrust, maybe contempt, or even disdain. Probably some local leader. Daydreaming again? Slavia brought me back to reality. Olga stood nearby. Still remember the plan for the week? The plan? I'll never forget the plan. Perfect. She looked at Slavia. Did you bring it? Yes. Slavia handed me a piece of paper. It's a checklist. Here are 4 tasks to check off. Do it all today. Before you start, sign up for a club. There are some clubs in the clubhouse and a musical club in the separate building. Then visit the infirmary, and finally visit the library. Got it? Yes. The checklist seemed like a good chance to find out something since I had to go places I haven't been before. Then come on, start right now. What about lunch? Don't worry, I'll bring you more sandwiches. The checklist is more important. Good luck. They departed too fast for me to ask anything else. Missed breakfast, now I'll miss lunch too. This ain't good. Maybe I'll manage its time somehow. Lunch starts at 1 p.m. Then again, if I'll go there, I might miss a place from the checklist. Okay, it's too early to go in the canteen anyway. Oh, okay, I get to go around. Guess it makes the most sense to start at the top left. The music club, a small one-level building, was located some distance from the other camp buildings. I opened the door and entered without hesitation. Hello? Anybody home? There are enough instruments for a whole orchestra here. Drums, guitars, even a piano. I spent some time looking closely at every instrument, wanting to guess the time period from where they were from. But suddenly I heard a crawling sound from underneath the piano. Oh, hi. You got stripes. A girl seemed like she was looking for something. She was standing on all fours in such a suggestive pose I hesitated to speak at first. Excuse me. Oh no. Ah, who's there? Oh. Tried to stand up, but the bottom j of the piano prevented her from doing so. Ouch. Bonk, right on the head. Miku, is that you? She struggled out. Sorry, I scared you. It's nothing. Oh, you got a checklist. You must be here. Ah, yes. What? No. No. I can't name her Miku. That's... That's hilarious. Alright. No, really, I'm serious. Nobody believes me, but it's my real name. My mother is Japanese. My dad met her while he was building. Well, it wasn't him who was building. He's an engineer. He was working on a nuclear power plant there. Or a dam. Or a bridge. Whatever. She was talking so fast, she swallowed half the words she tried to pronounce. I'm Semyon. Great. Want to be in our club? It's only me here now, but it'll be two of us then. Do you play anything? When I became antisocial, I bought a guitar and learned a few chords, but then I forgot about it, since I quit everything that required more than a couple of hours to learn. You know, I wasn't planning to do anything like that, really. Oh, it's okay. I'll teach you. Maybe a trumpet, for example. How about a violin? I know it all, honestly. There's no point in arguing with the orchestra girl, since there is only another cascade of words waiting to blast at me. Seriously, though, why is her name Miku? That's awesome. Hey, I'll think about it. Can you just sign it for now? Yes, sure. Give it to me. Be sure to come around. I sing too. I'll sing you some Japanese folk songs. Or maybe if you're not into that, something more contemporary? Sure. Thanks, gotta go now. Of course, come anytime. She seems like she wants me to be there often. The end of her sentence stayed inside. Might be nice to hang around with a guitar in the evening, but in such company... I turned to leave and came to face with, oh no. She eyed me suspiciously. Why did you come? The checklist. Got it signed? Yes. Then move it. Alright, she's not happy with me. I so went inside and hurried to leave the place. Alright. Now the clubhouse. I went to the clubhouse. To tell the truth, I never liked extracurricular activities. At school, I used to find any excuse to skip extra classes. At university, I had no interest in participating in the student council. I wasn't interested in boxing, aeromodeling, or sewing, so I came here to check off the box. Nobody was here. I found myself in something like a hut of a junior robot enthusiast. There were wires and simple printed circuits scattered... What is that noise? Circuits scattered everywhere, chips, and on the table proudly stood an oscillograph. I heard voices from another room, and then two pioneers appeared. One was electronic. The other one, I did not know. Hey, Semyon, I've been expecting you. It seems like he knows everything about everyone. Why were you expecting? Well, of course, because you came to sign up to our cybernetics club, didn't you? He didn't let me answer. And this is Shurik. He's in charge here. I assume there's only two of you in the club? Well, you can say that's three now. Shurik came up to me and assertively offered his hand. His face was somewhat familiar. Welcome to the club. Yeah. Now I'll show you around. Make yourself at home. Guys, I just wanted to... We're always welcoming new members. He said it in such a way that the anthem of the Soviet Union suddenly started playing in my head. It's amazing, I can't remember the words. In the first grade, I had a textbook with the lyrics in the back. No, I just wanted to sign my checklist. Yep. You sign up to the club, we'll sign your checklist. He grinned. I was getting ready for a long and boring argument, but then I heard someone enter. I looked back and saw Slavia. Ah, Semyon, I hope they're not giving you any trouble? She narrowed her eyes, looking at the future of the Motherland's robotics industry. I know these two. They can. Well, you know, Actually, I just needed to get my checklist signed. I decided to take advantage of the situation. No problem, give it to me. Slavia took the paper and marched up to Shurik. Sign it. Hold on, we're not done yet. You're done. Sign it now. Yeah, Slavia to the rescue. I don't want to be in your nerdy robotics club. Get out of here. She gave Shurik such a threatening look it made him lose every possible objection. He wrote some squiggles on the checklist. I thanked Slavia, then I moved in a mellow mood. To the infirmary? Why not? What's the point of visiting the infirmary? My health was fine. The fresh local air clearly did me some good. I felt fresher than usual, but I just have to visit it. I entered. A common infirmary, like my school's doctor's room. A middle-aged woman sat at the table. A typical nurse. Obviously she was a nurse. She gazed intently at me, assessing me while continuing to write something. Well, hello, Pioneer, said the nurse without being distracted from her work. Good afternoon, ma'am. I have something. Sit down, please. I looked around the room. On the couch. I sat down. Strip. What? She said all of it with an even tone. What for? To inspect, to auscultate, to check on your health, you know. By the way, my name is Violetta, but you can call me Viola. She turned to me. Wait, what are you waiting for? Strip. I have no health issues. I've got this. I neatly gave her the paper. Later. She took the stethoscope off her neck, seeming like she intended to probe me with it. But then someone knocked at the door. The nurse answered unwillingly. Come in. In a moment, the door opened widely and electronic rushed inside. Hello, I fell during the football game. Nonsense, of course. I'm okay, but Olga, there was a massive bruise under Electronic's eye. I doubt that this could be a football injury. Sit down, I'll have a look, she said to him. And you, pass me your checklist. The nurse quickly signed it and continued. If something hurts, come to me immediately, Pioneer. I decided not to answer and went out, closing the door behind me. Bye, Electronic. Have fun with your broken face. That nurse is surely something else. Off to the library. Yeah, we're not stripping for no middle-aged woman. We're a teenager now. Actually, I love reading, but spending my days in a library under the current circumstances was, well, beyond my scope. So I'd better hurry up with this checkpoint. So I stepped inside. A memory from my childhood emerged in my head. It was very vivid. I'm 7 or 8 years old. I'm at the library with my mother. While she's looking through the books I might need for my studies, I'm sitting in the corner looking through their collection of comic books. Back then, I didn't know why they had so many, or why wouldn't I take some with me. The notion of collective property was something my mind had not grasped at that age. However, back then, the whole concept of property was still hazy to me. This memory seemed even stranger now. While I was standing in this particular camp, there might have managed to build communism in 3 years. Soviet symbolism was all over the place, and the shelves were full of related literature. Of course, I wasn't planning to read any of these. Getting acquainted with a full collection of books by Marx was the last thing on earth I would think of. Where's the librarian? I didn't spend much time looking for her. Oh, that's the girl that was there. I looked closely. Short hair, thick glasses, rather cute face. She was snoring so peacefully I couldn't just wake her up. I can wait. If she doesn't wake up in half an hour, maybe then. I couldn't just sit there, so I took a random book from the nearest bookshelf. Arthur Schopenhauer, The World as Will and Representation. I opened it roughly in the middle and started reading. The life of a man with its endless upkeep, wants, and suffering is to be regarded as the explanation and the paraphrase of the procreative act, i.e., the absolute claim of all will to live, and furthermore, it is also the reason that man owes nature his death and thinks with anxiety of his debt. Is this not the evidence that our existence involves guilt? At any rate, We always exist from time to time, paying with death for our birth. We always exist and alternatively bear all the joy and sorrow of life, since neither of both can pass us without some effect. That is a result of our stated will to live. Thus, the fear of death, which in spite of all miseries of life holds us firmly to it, is really elusive, but just as elusive is the impulse which has attracted us into it. This attraction itself may seem objectively as the mutual longing glances of two lovers. They are the purest expression of the will to live in its affirmation. How gentle and tender it is. It wants happiness and quiet pleasure and mild joys for itself, for others, for all. Someone knocked on the door. I closed the book quickly and put it back in its place. What a nice habit, knocking on the door. I should pick it up. It was Lena. Hey! Oh, hi. I smiled. Hi, I just wanted to return a book. She had a copy of Gone with the Wind that I saw yesterday. Oh, Xenia is sleeping. I'll come back later. I'm awake. Oh, she got woken up by the knocks. I turned around, surprised to look at her. She eyed me closely from behind her table. What is it you wanted? I need you to check here. Give it here. She quickly signed the paper and gave it back to me. She had this look on her face that made me want to keep quiet. Lena came up to her to return her book. I think Xana went out. Finally, I got all the signatures. Now I had to go back to Olga to give it to her. She was sitting in front of her cabin reading a book. Doesn't look like a good role model for the perfect pioneer that she was planning to turn me into. I wonder if her responsibilities extended beyond giving fiery speeches at the lineup, scolding Ileana, and getting involved in my moral, physical, and ideological growth. Here, I offered her my checklist. She placed it in her pocket without even looking at the signatures. Great. I could have signed it myself without going anywhere. Perfect. So did you meet our nurse? Oh, there we go. Yes. For some reason, her question sent shivers down my spine. Which club have you signed up for? I didn't. I need to think first. That's a pity. It's vital for you to sign in somewhere tomorrow. Of course. Right, it's time to go to dinner. About time. I was getting hungry. I headed to the canteen together with Olga. I looked at the sky and noticed that the sun was already setting. On the porch stood Alyssa, Electronic, Ileana, and Slavia. As we came up, I heard that they were talking about, and never call me Tooch again, or you'll get another one. I didn't call you that, you're hearing things. He did, I heard it all. You weren't even there. I was in the bushes. Come on, you guys, stop it. So it wasn't a football injury Electronic suffered earlier. The nurse did a good job. I couldn't even see his black eye. Man, she must have make-upped him up and everything. Olga came up to them and asked about the ruckus. What happened? Alyssa and Cheesekov. I didn't do anything. She shrugged with antipathy and went inside. Right, dinner time. And like that, it was over. I entered at last. There weren't too many free seats. There were a few free chairs near Alyssa across the canteen, but I'd sooner starve for a week or two than risk my head near her. There was also a seat near Ileana, but I'm not into traditional Chinese whatever crawls cuisine. Jokes. Finally, a free chair near Miku. Looks like I'll have to pick my poison. You mind if I sit here? Oh yeah, sure. No, I don't mind. Yes, you can sit here. I sat down. Look, it's buckwheat today. Do you like buckwheat and chicken? I don't like chicken. Well, not that I don't like it, but if you'd ask me what would I prefer, say stroganoff beef or ragout. No, maybe just a hamburger. Or a rump steak. Do you like rump steak? I'm not that picky about my food, and that's the simple truth. Oh, is that so? But the desserts, They aren't really good here. I like ice cream. Do you like ice cream? I just love 48 kopecks. 48 kopecks. Leningradsko. Ice cream brands popular in late Soviet Union. Oh, sorry, I keep talking about myself. Maybe you like Eskimo better? Dinner was starting to get on my nerves thanks to such company. I'm not the kind of person that can just ignore someone who's talking to them, even her. We're at the same table after all. You know, I once bought a waffle cone and started eating, and then, you know what? I found a screw there. A real screw. Can you imagine that? Where's the bolt? I don't really know. I was eating ice cream this one time and like found hardware in my ice cream. It was awesome. Her stories sound so entertaining. Screws are those that you tighten with screwdrivers, and bolts those that you turn with a wrench, yes? If there was a speed eating contest going on, I would have probably been in the top 3 winners by now. Right, I'll be going. Enjoy your meal. I got up and headed outside. Miku was saying something, but her words were drowned by the crowd of loudly dining pioneers. Man, we are rude. I went out and sat on the stairs, waiting for my dinner to settle down a bit. I sat there and watched night falling. Everything is so lively here during the day. Kids laughing and yelling happily, fooling and running around, constant chatter, games going on, and swimming at the beach. But after dark, the camp changes entirely. The sounds of the day were swapped for silence, only now then broken by crickets chirping or a night bird. The camp was going to sleep. In every shadow you could see things. Maybe a ghost, or a spirit of the forest, or a wild animal. A human being would be the last thing to expect. That is how it looked last night. And now, the locals followed their routine very strictly. In the day, the camp was theirs. In the night, it belonged more to the forces of nature than to humans. Someone touched my shoulder. I looked back. It was electronic. Let's go play cards. Cards? Yep, I invented a new game. A good one. Good? Like how? Well, first we gotta find the cards, then I'll tell you. Then go find them, what's the problem? Only Olga has them, and she won't give them to me. Why so? Well, last time when Olga and Slavia came out of the porch. Olga, Semyon just wanted to ask about the possibility of getting playing cards. Actually, for what purpose? We invented a new game. Not we, you did. What game? I need the cards to show you. I don't like this. Well, if Semyon is with you, then perhaps it's okay. To be really honest, well, let's go fetch them together. Alright, I'll go with Slavia. If you don't mind. Sure, let's go. Alright, we'll go get the cards with her next episode. Bye!